my last baby is officially not a newborn. I didn't realize until I was actually checking for this video, but 0 to 2 months old is newborn stage, and then after that they are considered an infant. Baby Eva is 11 weeks old now, so I thought it'd be fun to share with you guys everything that I have been loving for the newborn stage for baby number 3. I think it's important to note that my oldest passed away before any of her siblings were born, so even though I have 3 children, this is the first time that I am experiencing motherhood with 2 children in the home. And just a little disclaimer, because you know we have to, just because I love and have these things, it doesn't mean that I'm saying that you have to have them as well. Alright, let's get into the video because I want to show you the first item, which is the baby lounger, so I can put this little girl down. I have been loving the Snuggle Me organic baby lounger, which I actually purchased for her older brother, and we hardly ever used it. I thought it was such a waste of money. Down you go, Tony. There you go. So I didn't actually love it when I used it with my son, but now that I have 2, I need my hands free a lot more often and I have to put the baby down. This is a safe and comfortable place for me to put her where I can keep an eye on her, so it's not for sleeping. Whenever she's in it, I do have my eyes on her. This space is very small and it's also my dining and my kitchen, so I always have my eyes on her when she's in it. But as you can tell, she's so content to be laid down, which my other 2 were definitely not. When I put them down, that is when they would start grizzling. But this little girl is happy as long as she's got her eyes on mum. Hey. I hope I haven't just jinxed that and she stays content for the rest of this video. The other thing that I have been loving to keep my hands free is my baby carrier, and I purchased a new one with baby Eva, my 3rd baby. I didn't use what I already have for my other 2, and I will explain why. This time I chose the Portier carrier, and the reason why I got it is because it is suitable for newborn right up until toddler, so I didn't need multiple. You can have them on the front, you can have them on the back, and you can have them front facing. Neither of my other carriers could do front facing, so I was excited to be able to try that. And my other 2 carriers that I had were one for newborn and one for a bigger baby. I did end up getting rid of the newborn one once my son grew out of it because I wasn't expecting to have baby Eva, and also I did think that I might purchase something new if I did have another baby, which I did. I've also tried those stretchy material wraps that you do baby carrying with. I tried that with my first. I didn't love it. I just found it way too fiddly. I could never get it tight enough. So I still have that, but I don't like using it. I've also used a sling wrap before, which I liked more, but I also found it really fiddly. I had to keep adjusting it and it wasn't the most comfortable for me. The baby carriers, the clip carriers, I find them so much easier to use. They're really quick to get on and off, and I feel like baby looks more comfortable in them personally. So I did have a different carrier for my son, which I also loved, but he was a bigger baby by that point, and I needed one for the newborn stage with baby Eva. So that's why I ended up getting the Portier, and I like that it encompasses everything that I needed it to do. I have no complaints about it. It is so comfortable to wear. I could wear her in it all day, every day, which I'm not going to try and do, but when I do use it, I love it. I take her for walks and she always falls asleep in it, but then I'll also use it if she's particularly grizzly and I need my hands free. You are so cute. Yes, you are. Whenever I leave the house, these 3 items make things so much simpler for me. This is the Rockit, and it attaches to her capsule, her bassinet attachment, or her pram, and it'll keep it moving if I need to stop. So if I take my son to the park, instead of doing laps with the baby, this will keep it moving and baby will stay asleep or just more content. Same thing with if I'm stopping at a cafe. Anytime that I need her to feel like there's still movement. She's a movement baby, not all babies are like that. Mine always have been, so this comes in really, really handy. I usually use that in conjunction with either of these 2 items or both at the same time. So this is a baby shusher. It makes a shushing noise. You can adjust the level, but it does only last for half an hour, 15 minutes, or off. This one here does the baby shushing, but it has multiple other sounds on it as well, like white noise. I personally prefer the pink noise because it's not as harsh as white noise, but it does the same thing. It muffles out any distracting noises that might wake the baby up. You've also got volume, timer, but this one goes consistently as well unless you set a timer on it, which is why I like it. So you don't have to have both of these items, but sometimes I do use them at the same time. This one's shushing, this one on pink noise, and it actually works really, really well for baby to keep her asleep. When it comes to feeding, my list of favorites is very short. This is my third baby, so I do have experience with feeding, and I have kind of refined my approach to breastfeeding. With my first, I used so much stuff, and it actually made things way more complicated down the line. With my second, I used less stuff and we had an amazing breastfeeding journey. With baby number 3, I'm keeping things minimal. This is just the stuff that I absolutely love. So my first must have is the Silverette nipple shields. I'll show you what they look like, but these protect your skin if they are raw. In between feeds, it stops any fabric from touching them, and the silver makes them heal faster. So these were so good during the breastfeeding journey, especially at the beginning. I think I used them for a couple of weeks and then we were good to go, but this made all the difference in terms of pain and adjusting to feeding again. Highly recommend those. This is a burp cloth, and it's such a random thing to have in a loves video, but I am really, really fussy when it comes to burp cloths. I like how thin these ones are. I like the size. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's thin material, it's really, really soft. I don't know why, but these are the only burp cloths that I love. I have so many other ones that I do end up using, but I just don't like it. They're either too small or too thick or too rough. So these are a random and very affordable item that I love. This is the Haakaa silicone breast pump. I feel like everyone needs one of these. They have their place in your breastfeeding journey. So this is a manual breast pump, and I just use it to catch extra milk during a letdown or to take off any of the excess milk if my breasts have gotten really, really full in between feeds. You squeeze the bottom, pull that down, slip it over, and then pop that over the top, and when you let go it creates a suction and it does help to draw out extra milk. So I don't really use it to get extra or to encourage my milk supply to make more, but I do use it to catch that excess milk or just to take off a little bit for discomfort. I think this is an amazing product. It's really affordable and it doesn't mess with your breasts regulating your milk too much. I also had the little you're chatting. The little ladybugs that are specifically for just catching the letdown, but I always forgot that I was wearing it, and when I stood up I would tip half of it out. So I find this one just a really simple, easy product to use, and they are really affordable. So I think everyone should have one of these, and even though I haven't used it as much, I still highly recommend it. You have been a noisy girl. Do you need attention? Or is it talking about milkies that's made you hungry? Hey? This is the Leakproof bralettes that I have been loving during this breastfeeding journey. It's the brand Milla. This is the daytime bra, so it does have cups in it, but they have nighttime bras that don't have cups, and they also have bralettes as well, which are really cute. I love the bralettes, but they're leak-proof, so whenever you have a letdown, the milk doesn't leak out, which I absolutely love because that is a very messy experience for me. I have shown these a lot in my videos because I keep purchasing them and doing little unboxings. I like all three of their styles, the day, the night, and the bralette. They are all amazing. So I highly, highly recommend these. These have been a game changer for my third breastfeeding experience as opposed to my other two where I use breast pads, which I still have because I have other bras that don't have leak-proof stuff in it, and they're just so fiddly. I much prefer not having to be prepared with a pad. Hey, yeah. If I were to show you guys every single style and brand of clothing that I like for babies, we would be here far too long. So I'm going to keep it down to sleep suits since that is what baby spends most of her time in. I'm going to start with this one because it is a new find and I really, really like it. It's super practical. So this is the Bonds suit, and as you can see it crosses over the front and then the zip is down this side. And the reason why I love it is because the zips that go down the middle, they tend to touch baby's mouth and they just make her wake up or she ends up sucking all over them, and I can't tell if it's making her hungry or if it's making her aggravated for some reason. So I really like these for that reason. They are also footed, which I always look for in a sleep suit, so I don't have to worry about socks. Okay, that's not ideal, but little miss was hungry. If I want a cute design, this one is from Jamie Kay, and they always deliver. Jamie Kay's prints are so adorable. I absolutely love their brand, and they are really affordable too and have amazing sales. This one has a ruffle down the side, and I like that it's footed as well, but the zip is down the middle, which is pretty common for like pretty much every other sleep suit that I have seen, but it does touch her mouth, and I'm pretty sure she gets annoyed by them. This one is from Seed Heritage. The material is so soft, and that's why I love their onesies. They also have built-in mittens on this one, as well as the feet and the zip. I like the zips more than the buttons, although it's less of a big deal now that I'm onto my third baby than it was with my first and my second. With them, I really didn't want to have buttons because I found it was just a little bit too fussy during nighttime feeds. But with this one, I feel like I can handle some buttons in the dark. This particular sleep suit was her older sister's, so it's a little bit special as well that Noah Lee also got to wear this one. This brand is called Susukoshi, and I really like their onesies as well. Similar to the Seed Heritage, I like the material. It is different though. The Seed Heritage one is like silky soft, whereas this one's cotton soft. I don't really know how to explain it, but I like both materials. Good girl. Oh, can you lay back down now? That's good timing because I wanted to show you guys my baby caddy. This I have also had since my second born, and it has been so well loved and so well used. This caddy lives on the end of my bed pretty much 24/7, but it is very easy to take with me in the car or put in the lounge, just depending on where I need it to go. And I just stock it full with everything that I need for nappy changes, everything that I need for a clothing change, everything that I need for breastfeeding, things that I need for myself, and it does tend to accumulate a lot of random items as well. At the end of every day, I restock it and make sure that it is good to go for the nighttime nappy changes and feeds, and it is just so convenient. So that is the caddy. I am kind of rushing through everything at this point because she's wanting attention and I want to give it to her. So I'll move on to my last category, which is sleep items. This here is the big daddy to the portable noddy that I showed you earlier. This one does everything that does and so much more. It can connect to an app on my phone. There is so much that you can schedule and control from the app on your phone. I just use very basic features that it has. All three of my children have used this smart machine and I still absolutely love it. I have one each in my daughter and my son's room. My daughter is still in my bedroom with me, so in our bedroom. My son doesn't listen to the pink noise anymore. He's decided that he wants to listen to classical music while he sleeps. So there is a piano tune on there that he sleeps to and naps to. There is also nightlight features. There's multiple colors on there and you can control it from the app. You can also schedule it from the app. But how I use it, because my son is old enough now to understand colors, and I have taught him that red means to go back to sleep and green means that he can wake up. So depending on when I see on his monitor, which I'll talk about soon, when he's woken up, if it is too early, then I will turn his nightlight on to red from the app on my phone, and it'll just switch on in his room. And he knows that he needs to go back to sleep, which works about 8 out of 10 times. And then when it is green, he knows that he can get up, and he gets so excited when that light is green when he wakes up. In baby Eva's room, we just use the pink noise to muffle any noise that I'm making or from her older brother. And I also use the night light when I'm doing feeds during the night time, which I can intensify or make really subtle when I'm trying to put her back to sleep. The next two items I have left till last because they are really expensive and not accessible to everybody. We have the Snoo Bassinet, which was a family gift when I had my son, and it is absolutely amazing. I feel like I would be way more sleep deprived if I didn't have this item. The Snoo Bassinet also connects to an app on the phone, which is really convenient, so I can control it from anywhere. It has motion and soothing sounds that it plays. So when you put baby to sleep, which this little one needs to go and do, you can adjust the motion so it sways from side to side and plays soothing sounds which you can increase and decrease. I manually control mine, but it does have automatic functions which you can set up so that when baby starts to fuss and cry, it will automatically increase and adjust its motion and sound. So I will eventually start to use those, but at the moment I just manually control the Snoo Bassinet. But like I said, I feel like it has made such a difference, especially because she had mild reflux symptoms. So I've got lifters on the feet to help incline the bassinet to a safe level as well, but I definitely feel like the motion helped to keep her asleep when I was transferring her from my arms to the bed. And also if she was having like a lot of discomfort in her tummy, I feel like the motion really helped to keep her asleep that little bit longer. So that's made a huge difference for me this time round. The monitor that I use is so amazing. Like, I absolutely love the monitor that I use for the children. It's called the Cubo AI. I also had one for my son, which he still has, and I got a second one for my baby girl. I like that it's got super clear vision image. It connects to all of my devices, so I can keep an eye on them from wherever I am. Even if I'm home, even if I'm not, I can see if they're sleeping well. No, I do not leave the house with nobody except the monitor watching the babies, but if someone else is home with them and I want to check in to make sure that they went to sleep well, or that they are well, or that they haven't woken up from a nap, then I can do that. So the image is super clear. I'm just going to wait for this aeroplane to go by. It does have a dual screen, so I can see both kids at the same time. I can talk to them through a mic on the monitor. I can take photos and videos and it will save them for me. It'll tell me the temperature. It'll tell me if they have rolled over. There's another airplane. It'll tell me if they've rolled over. It'll tell me if it thinks that their face has been covered. It'll tell me when they cry. You can also like play white noise and other soothing sounds on it as well, but I already have other items that I use for that. This has become a very chaotic video. My baby girl is tired, I think, and ready to go back down for another nap. This is mum life. I hope that you enjoyed this video. These are my favorites that I have been loving. I've kept the list really small because these really are just the things that every day I'm like, this is great, as opposed to a list of everything that I like, because there is also a lot of other things that we use and that we do like, but what I've shown you today are like my top favorite things that every single day I'm just so grateful that I have them. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you guys next time. Let's get you to bed, huh?